So let's go to Raymond Curry. I'd like to know if Zap is using his vibe before or after fuzz. Also, is the Octavia before or after the fuzz? Stacked. Sounds awesome. Thank you. So question one, vibe before or after fuzz?
I guess it would be after.
After fuzz.
Yep.
Yeah, because the order that we did yesterday is, and I'll just reference the pedal board again for those of you who haven't seen it. So basically the order is it's coming into the fuzz face, and we did that first because that's run on battery, and so the guitar lead can come in and out of that very easily with a right angle plug.
And we switched the...
And I reversed the input and output jacks for him, and there's enough slack in those where it's easy for us to just move them interchangeably, since none of that's on a PC board. Then it goes to the octave, which is sitting on top of the power supply just above the fuzz face, then duelist. Then Duelist goes into the Hughes and Kettner Rotosphere. Mm-hmm. Then that goes into the Tremolo, which is sitting to the left of that. Then goes into the Tuner. Mm-hmm. Then the Tuner feeds into these this pass-through jacks that I wired in the side of the Carl Martin headroom. You can see that kind of in the top right-hand corner. And that feeds out to the auxiliary board and then returns back into the Echo Czar or the Echo Tone Czar, whatever it's called. Yeah. And then that goes to the headroom.
Correct.
And the auxiliary board that goes out to has the wah, has the unique vibe, and has like the controller for the unique vibe, mm-hmm. and then a true bypass switch since there's no switch on the unique vibe since it's an original 1-to-1.
That's it.
So fuzz. So to answer his question, vibe is after fuzz. Octavia is after the fuzz face. Mm-hmm. Right, and you had said that to you that sounds better because it was the other way around when you first brought it here.
Yeah, I think so.
And then you can tighten it up using the Tube Screamer side of the Duelist.
Yeah.
I think that's the move too, for sure.
Thanks, Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond Curry. Let's go to Pepisi. Zap. Pepisi. Pepis.
Yeah.
What, Zap, your wah playing is just amazing. Where exactly do you put your wah, before or after the fuzz stuff? I guess this might be a question for the mighty rig doctor. Well, we sort of just answered it, but
I guess it's after.
It's after.
Yeah,
after. So I'm sort of curious because there's a lot of confusion about this. Some people really like their wah before their drives. Some people like it after.
Yeah, I did it because it was unusable if I did it like first with the fuzzes. Mm-hmm. So basically, I just use it to make it so I could use the fuzz and all the drives to their max and be able to control all that.
And this is where I'm going to come in and just talk about a pedal board best practice thing. And a lot of people install buffers in their wah. Like there's these fuzz-friendly wah buffer things. If you really want a vintage wah sound like what he has, which is was it a V846 that you have?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do that and expect that you're going to have like the vintage thing. Like it's just not going to sound like Jimi Hendrix if you put a buffer in your wah, because then that means that a buffer is hitting your fuzz face, which is like the last thing that you want to do. You want that fuzz face to be getting as close to the direct guitar signal as possible. You don't want to put a buffer in there to make it so the sweep of your wah works correctly. There's just this natural impedance mismatch that doesn't work well together. Most of the guys that I actually thought who could get the closest to the Hendrix sound, typically were using their wahs after their fuzzes. Because, yeah, it is pretty unusable. I've seen Philip Sayas had sat down with me once and kind of showed me some ways that he just, like, deals with it. But I actually think it sounded better, though, going after for sure. Yeah, like, I think the way that you have it is the way that I would do it. Michael Landau, same way. Like, and Landau can really nail, like, a lot of that Hendrix stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely more expressive.
And it just changes the vibe, and it's cool when you saturate the inductor of a wah. It can do a lot more interesting stuff than if all of the distortion is after it. So, and if you're playing clean, there's really not much of a difference at that point because presumably everything before it is bypassed. So, Yeah, so don't, lessons to walk away with. Number one, don't put a buffer inside your wah. Don't do the fuzz-friendly wah thing. Keep it vintage. All the best wah recordings that you know of did not use a fuzz-friendly wah-wah pedal.